I've been here earlier. So.
You're all right.
I'm Bob Thomas. I appreciate you letting me be here. We wanted to be here last month, but your meeting fell on the same day as my oldest grandson's birthday, so I'm just letting you know who's a little bit more important.
Absolutely.
And we had a great time. There's a lot of things I want to cover. First, Ed Schaus is here. I don't know if you recognize him or not. But
Not yet.
Trustee,
We will.
and we're glad Ed's here. Ed and I sat through a lot of pension and retirement meetings together, and I tell you what, there's no finer person to watch over our money. He would come up with the numbers, and it was amazing, and he does a fantastic job, so I really appreciate that. I guess I'm not going to get hot fudge cake tonight.
No.
He said, it's not Shoney's, it's S&S. Oh, well, okay. But still a great place. My wife of 34 years, Kim, is with me tonight, and I'm glad she came, because sometimes being on the campaign trail can wear you out a little bit. I wrote down some notes. I really appreciate you letting me be here. I know I've been here before, and I know y'all I got a lot of people speaking tonight, so I'll try to be brief and to the point. You know, the thing that really sticks out with me about the city that was important to me, and I sometimes I feel like I'm a broken record, but somebody told me, somebody else that's a city official said, don't quit saying this. Property tax revenues, which account for 47% of the city revenues, are flat. Cable franchise fees are down. The hall income tax is going away. All these things are going to affect upcoming budgets. This is from the finance director. Quote, at some point, we are going to be hit hard. I just don't know when. Listen, when I left the county and Burchett left his term, the county's in great shape. And thanks to people like Ed and others, they've worked really hard to make sure there is a lot of rainy day money there, and they're in good shape. If there is an eventual turn down in the economy, which I never want to see, but we all know everything goes in cycles. So if it does, Knox County's ready. And I'm a little bit concerned about the city just from hearing what the finance director, the guy that sees the numbers inside and out, I'm a little concerned about that. So I would like to go in there and make sure that we are fiscally responsible and conservative. That's the way I've always been. I think we need to be ready for whatever is coming down the road. I'm conservative. My experience, not only with the public sector, was being on county commission, if you don't know that, for 4 years, vice chairman 1 year, but also in private business, working for somebody as big as Jim Dick, who owned WIBK, worked there 20 years, and also ran the Tennessee Theater for him for several years. Owned the Knoxville Cherokees, did over 300 games in the Knoxville Coliseum. I know business, I've made budgets. Knox County's budget is $850 million, Brian, something like that. So the city's $325 million. I know how that is done, and we need to make sure the city's in good shape. There's a low turnout going on. This may be the lowest turnout in the city of Knoxville history. And Brian would know better than me, but I'm telling you, I never heard it this low. 6,000, 7,000 people voted so far. This time last year, 8 years ago, about 15,000 people ended up voting. You heard numbers 3 or 4 months ago, 35,000 people will vote. Well, I hadn't seen it.
You better come out Tuesday.
So that's what I'm saying. Tuesday, every single vote is going to be so important. So be sure you get out and vote. And we've got a big night ahead of us. We're going out and pick up signs all over Knox County. I will end by saying, if you're a supporter of Tim Burchett at 501 Princeton Court, I've never known him to have signs in his yard. He has my sign in his yard. So I appreciate your support coming up Tuesday if you haven't voted already. Thank you so much.
Wow,
You have a
4 minutes.
question? Shoot. Randy.
All right, so actually the question is for you as well. I didn't get to ask it of India. Randy Pace, Knox County GOP Chair. How many homeless are in Knoxville? How many units are needed? What's it gonna cost us? Now I could lay that out, and I'm sure we could muddle through somehow. 53% of the housing units in the city of Knoxville are renters. Only 48 are overburdened in accordance with federal guidelines. 30% of your income should go to your housing. If I spent 30% of my income, I'd be living in 3 houses. Okay, I'm fortunate. Believe me, $800 in Knoxville will get an individual a house. It may not be a brand new house, it may not have a rooftop bar, but affordable housing in the city of Knoxville needs to be not only affordable for the people paying the rent, sort of, but the people paying the balance of the rent. I've served as the chief executive before. There is no township, there is no city in this entire country that is succeeding in affordable housing. If there is, bring them to me. Show me that model, and that's what the city of Knoxville needs to model. India Kincannon wants to spend $50 million over the next 10 years on affordable housing in the city of Knoxville. You can't afford it. Not only can you not afford it, it's going to be money wasted. Find me a model. Affordable housing is only affordable when people spend within their means. It's that simple. I'm sorry, I got a little up on the government. Ed Schaus and John Whitehead, property assessor, trustee, Knox County. Neither one of those individuals, the individuals that know more about housing and tax collection for housing in the city of Knoxville, have not been approached by people seeking the mayor's position, with the exception of one, and I won't name him.
You have a question for Bob?
Yeah, I do, Bob. So here's my question.
I thought he was running.
So again, back to my questions are: how many homeless in Knoxville? How many units are needed? What's it going to cost us? I mean, until we know what those numbers are?
I don't know that anybody knows those numbers are true.
Thank you, Bob.
I really don't. Has anybody in here owned affordable housing before? I've owned property and rented property for 35 years, and I've owned it, and I've worked with HUD on the way it works with them. You know, the biggest thing that happened against affordable housing was several years ago. HUD cut back all the tax breaks for investors. I mean, that was the biggest thing that happened. There are people here that would be lots of investor money out there. If you will give those people their tax breaks back, they will start building affordable housing. But until they get them, they're not going to do it. Now, if you throw taxpayer money at it, that's the biggest. Honestly, it's a waste of money because you'll not get the return that an investor will get. Give them a tax break that they want, so that they can invest more, and you'll get your affordable housing. I don't think that putting taxpayer dollars in affordable housing will get you what you think you're getting.
The last question right here for Bob is from Miss Wanda Shimpaw.
I would just like to know, when you, if you become elected, are you going to say what the mayor wants, or are you going to go with what the people in your district want?
You know, that's a great question, and I'm going to answer it real quickly. First of all, I'm not a newbie. I've been around for a long time. I'm not afraid to stand up and speak. I think most of you know that. So if the mayor is doing something I completely disagree with, I'm not going to just go along. I think what we've seen a lot in the last 8 years on city council is just going along with whatever the mayor does.
What I was meaning is,
Okay.
it's something that, like building houses that, in apartment complexes that should not be built in your district.
Like on Hollywood.
Uphold what the district.
Oh, I thought, well, and this was going to be my second part. When I was on county commission, when I ran for the first time, I called all the commissioners, only one of them called me back. In fact, I think they were sitting right there. And the others didn't, and it disturbed me. So when I got elected, I said, we're going to do monthly meetings and get out where the people are and find out what their concerns are. I will be representing the people and the people only. That's the only people that voted for me. This is an at-large seat, though. I was at-large on Knox County representing all 526 square miles, and I went all over that county. The money they paid me didn't cover the gas. But that's what you'll find is, and I have experience, and I've proven that, my track record. This is not just talk. That's what I've done. That's what I'll continue to do.